Well, talk to him. I know that's what you're gonna do.
Get no respect.
No, if you scroll up, you get that overlay back on there again. Scroll up to the right. Don't call it to the right. Scroll up. Sure, it doesn't go up any further.
No.
Okay, everyone.
All right. You ready?
Right, how come not showing live?
I don't know. All right, let's do it. All right. I'm Scott.
I'm Don.
And we're talking real estate, guys. It's going to be great today. We got all kinds of fun stuff. We got the lady behind the scenes, Mel. She's working her mojo. Give him a hand rest there, Mel. All right. So Don has been in a sassy mood all day.
Yeah, I don't know what it is.
It is. You should have heard the language he was using. The swear jar. We could have probably did some stimulus money with the swear jar.
Well,
It'd have been like a stimulus check.
His word against mine.
So
the expletives were flying.
Yes, I'm sure they were. Yes, they were. I'm sure they were. Absolutely. It was like a bad Eddie Murphy film. That's what it was.
Oh, come
bad
on.
or a good
Yeah,
one? Come on.
Trash it.
Don't be
Sorry.
throwing shade on him.
Jeez.
If you bring back all of the movies from 30 years ago, big difference.
Can you guys hear Mel in the background? She's definitely throwing her 2 cents in.
she's right.
Jeez, she gets sassy over here. Keep
love
some chat going.
I love it. All right, man. It's a 2-on-1.
So here's the thing. We got people in the house. Let's give them a couple shout outs to Steve Kreitz, my man Zach Wilkowitz, Patty Gregory coming from up north. Very cool stuff. Guys, do this. As you come in, tell us where you're hailing from. Tell us where you're tuning in from. We'd love to see where you're tuning in from. So we want to get people far and wide all across the world to watch it talking real estate at 7 o'clock on a Wednesday.
We haven't done that in a while.
No, we haven't. It's a new, So we got Zach coming in from Riverview. Steve Kreitz is D7. I guarantee you that. Patty is up in Cadillac.
Who's this one?
Huh?
Who's Go Mel?
I don't know. It's somebody giving a little go Mel.
Yeah.
Somebody giving a little
Is that
go.
Steve Kreitz?
No, it's somebody else giving some love. Mel, get some love. And she's done
Hi,
talk smack
guys.
about it. Jeez. I want to talk some smack. So, Don, I want to talk about one thing first. I'm doing this. I'm getting a quick peek. Doing a quick peek here. So, Go Mel is Chris Wojcinski.
Oh.
Yeah, that's right. Chris Bergeron, they're both on as well. So, quick thing, Don, is I want to give a little quick dirty tip to people. You ready for this?
Dirty.
Well, just a little in the field, gritty. How was gritty better word?
Grimy. No, grimy.
Grimy is not a good word. Grimy is a terrible word. Grimy's not good. No,
Grimy.
What? Really? It's the same thing as the last 2 weeks ago.
Grimy is dirty.
I'm late.
It is.
Grimy.
So Don and I were talking about this too. Is that we're talking about stuff on it's Auntie Chris. See, there you go. See, it's Auntie Chris. So they're talking about a tip you can give buyers, right? That's a real tip these days, right? So, and it's this: if you're buying a house or you're trying to buy a house and you want moving ready, the first thing you got to do is come under 20, 30 grand. Yeah.
Sales price.
Yeah.
So that
look at something 20, 30 grand below what you think.
So that you can go up above that and you're still within your mortgage and payment range.
Right. So, I mean, I can see people in the crowd right now that paid 25 grand in appraisal gap coverage. I know that. Yeah. So that's the absolute truth, right?
That's the way the market is right now. Yeah. Going back to your point on appraisal gap coverage, which means that it'll appraise for a certain amount and you will cover the difference between that and the sales price.
Yep. So
it's important to understand what that means, and that additional money you bring into closing is you need to be quite aware of that. That's a very big possibility in this market, the way it is.
And the other one is this. The other one is sweat equity. If a house has a couple of dings, bangs, booms, you got to be, go with it. Yeah. Because people aren't looking at that one. They're looking at moving ready. Everybody wants moving ready. Everybody, not just you, but everybody and you're competing against other people. So if you I've been looking back at homes that have been on the market for 2 to 3 weeks that haven't sold, and showing those homes and seeing what possibilities they have, whether it's some work, some additional money, and if you can get it for a little bit less, some people are not that handy. That's why they want move-in condition, because they don't want to do the work. They can't do it. Yeah, but do you want a house, I guess, is my next question.
That's the whole point, is that
you're missing out on
if you can make this work to where, yes, you have to pay somebody to do the work, but you still end up with a house in this market at these interest rates, it's a win.
It is. So those are your 2 quick, dirty tips, or the grimy tips. Sorry. Grimy, she says. Okay, your 2 tips. One is to look below your normal price range by 20, 30 grand. Right? Yep. Okay. And 2, forget moving ready.
Right.
Do some work.
Some work, yeah.
Do some work. You'll get a nice house.
And these are things that we're bringing to the table for clients that are looking for homes, and we know the struggle you're in because we're with you in the midst of all this.
Oh, listen.
This is our way of coming up with a different way to maybe competing or getting the house. Really, at the end of the day, it's all about getting the house. It may not be moving condition, but it will be when you end up doing the repairs and the work.
Absolutely. So now is not the time for moving ready. So a couple quick shout outs. We got Janine McKay coming from Dearborn Heights. We got Kim Tudis, the wonderful Kim Tudis. Even a little quick shout out.
Put the Cornfields of Iowa. Who is that?
Jared Brayer.
I love it.
Jared Brayer from the Cornfields of Iowa. I think there's wedding out there. It was awesome.
Yeah. Did you go see the is that where the baseball field's at? The
Field of Dreams? No, I didn't go Field of Dreams. No.
Is it out there? It
is out there. Yeah.
One of my favorite movies.
I saw Lisa from MA's Mission in there too. All kinds of good people in the audience today, Don. Yeah. All kinds of people. So without further ado, let's get our good friend Mike McLaughlin from Academy Mortgage. Calling Mike McLaughlin, please. Mike McLaughlin, please.
Here I am.
Here I is. Come on, Tommy.
Hey guys.
How you doing, Mike?
How are you guys doing tonight?
Good.
Fantastic. As long as we get to see you.
I get excited when it's time to talk real estate.
I'm telling you. So tell us the secret, okay? Because Mel was kind of chiming in. We're back and forth a little bit today. Tell us about how much better Mishta's getting even now.
Yeah, Mishta is really keeping up with the Kardashians. No, keeping up with the rest of the market. I guess they must have had a lot of feedback because they used to be, in my opinion, slow to change, but they would make changes. They used to be much more difficult to qualify for than a regular FHA or a regular conventional. But slowly but surely, as time goes by, they're dropping what we would consider to be an overlay and something in addition to what FHA requires, that they have requirements. So slowly but surely, these overlays have gone away. And the one that's just recently happened, and you guys were just talking about it, is the appraisal gap coverage. Sometimes, it doesn't always have to be a huge, you talked about the big appraisal gap coverages, but sometimes the difference in getting your offer accepted on a $100,000 house could be a $3,000 appraisal gap coverage.
Yep, that's true.
So Mishta must have been getting feedback that people that were trying to use their program were getting pushed to the bottom of the pile because of this inability for their buyers to be able to offer that.
So Mike, give me a little more on that. So you weren't before, you could not have extra cash or what?
Yeah, before you weren't with MSHDA, which is Michigan State Housing Development Authority, you just were not allowed to offer more than what the price of the home was worth. And in the past, that has protected people, but now, they're not able to be competitive with the rest of the market. So now, as long as you meet the rest of their guidelines, less than $20,000 in liquid assets, when you start talking about assets, they are now allowed to bring that difference in, as long as it's in addition to the 1% minimum required investment that they require. So if you want to do a $3,000 appraisal gap guarantee with the MSHDA program, conventional or FHA, you can do that. And I've already had offers go out with appraisal gap coverages and from MSHDA, and it really makes them relevant. It keeps them a player in the market so that people can still get into these houses and they're not going to lose out to other offers that aren't constrained the same way.
Very cool.
That's awesome. So have any of your clients be based on this, using this appraisal gap coverage with MSHDA?
I would have to say yes. I can think of at least one case just in the last week on a MSHDA loan where there was appraisal gap coverage. And you know how it is. You're not going to go there unless you need to. So.
Right. Wow, that's awesome. That's a great news. So when did this materialize? Was this in the last week?
Just in the last couple of weeks. MSHDA, they did actually put it out officially. I heard about it through a third party, and then I went to them. I said, hey, I felt I was just debunking a rumor because, like I said, they're kind of glacial in the way they changed being a state organization.
Glacial? Wow.
Big words.
Yes, it is. Holy smokes, it's a big word. Hey, so listen, the most important thing, are we going to see your lovely wife tonight or not?
I don't know. I don't hear her in the kitchen, so she might be upstairs still working on some school stuff. So,
Mike, don't I got this wrong? Aren't you the person in the kitchen all the time?
Come on.
yes.
What
but,
changing roles? We changing roles here?
No. Dinner is usually by this time. Dinner is already in the oven or prepared, and then I cut away and come in here for the quick talking real estate. And but today, so the food's already in the kitchen, already cooked, already ready to eat. It's just cooling off, and usually by this time, the wafting aroma of dinner brings her out of her office.
Pulls her out of there, huh? So are you going back after you get done to eat, bake too? Are you baking something for dessert?
No dessert, just and actually I can't really take a whole lot of credit because I cheated. But if you've ever had the homemade chicken pot pie from Sam's Club, where it's already prepared and it's refrigerated, you take it out and put it in the oven for an hour and a half. That's what tonight's dinner was. And sometimes you need the easy dinner, and that's
for sure.
It's really good, really good. Their pot pie is really good.
So, Michael, we come to you not only for mortgage advice, but what's for dinner? That's our big thing. Because I mean, you are a man about dinner. I mean, I love to eat the dinner too, but you are the man about dinner. I tell you what.
Well, there hasn't been a lot of from scratch dinners or homemade dinners in the last while because we're just working as long as we need to. You gents know how it goes. At this time.
Absolutely, it's been crazy. So, Michael, listen, we love it. Next week, if your wife's not on, we're going to cut you short. I'm sorry.
Hey, I wouldn't want to see me either if she wasn't around. So
you tell that wonderful wife of yours we love her, and we'll talk to you next week, buddy.
All right, friends.
Thanks,
all right, Michael, be cool.
Thanks, Mark.
Thanks.
He's always got something. He always knows something different. And then he gets fancy words in there and stuff like that, and a couple cooking. Pretty soon we're going to go and he's going to be throwing food around as he's talking to us.
Yeah,
Like Benihana.
pizza.
You're the Benihana mortgage.
If he does that onion thing with the steam coming out of it, we're talking something.
That's big, serious stuff. So a couple of big quick comments here. So Dave Dudas is good policy. I appreciate that, sir. I know that they're looking for a home right now, trying to make that happen. Rich Roberts asks, how difficult is it to buy vacant land? Everything is difficult right now, right? Buy side and everything is difficult. So that's that. So, Don, let's talk about.
Well, we'll bring what we can to the table to explain how we can get a leg up on some of these situations. So that's all we try to do.
Yeah.
The MSHDA thing. How long is it a delay to get that money from the state? Does it delay a closing?
A little bit. I mean, a little bit. So Matt's question is, MSHDA, does it slow down a transaction? I mean, it might, maybe a week, maybe.
Yeah, but it's not a big deal.
Yeah, no, it's not. So it's still in that 30-45 window.
You know, like Fannie Mae or something like that, it might take.
No, it's within that 30-45. It's still safe. Yeah. Still safe. Yeah. So, guys, especially if you know first-time young home buyers, MSHDA is still a good plan. MSHDA is still a good plan. Somebody says Mike can juggle. That's funny.
The one thing about the MSHDA plan and going up to MSHDA is that the mortgage rep has to have the file together properly so that once it goes up to MSHDA, it gets approved pretty much as soon as they get to the file. There's no questions. They don't have to ask for anything coming back. So it's important to have a mortgage rep that knows what they're doing on it.
Absolutely. He knows that backward, forward, sideways.
Exactly. Somebody that does it over and over knows what to expect, what they're looking for, and it's just the same thing. If it's a mortgage rep that just does it once in a while, it may take a little bit longer than that because they're missing something or they didn't have something filled out properly. So.
All right, so let's talk about everybody's got spring break next week in Michigan. Spring break everywhere. Spring break college, spring break high school, spring break everywhere. Okay, so people are traveling, right, Mel?
Yeah.
Lots of people are.
Not me.
Not you, but not me.
I'm
Maybe
here with
Don.
you guys.
Huh?
I'm here with you.
That's right. This is traveling in the world. So, guys, what we want to talk about today, our deep dive, is going to be what you can do to protect your home when you're on vacation. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Don, and definitely he threw one at me today. I go, holy crap, that's a good one. So we got definitely some interesting stuff. So I'm going to start off, and then here's what we'd like to do in the chat. Tell us if you do this thing. Tell us if this is something you do when you travel out of town.
Okay? Or if you have some suggestions.
Right, absolutely. We can always take good suggestions.
Yeah.
So we can always take, not me, what? Not Catholic schools? Come on, unbelievable. Tell them special dispensation from the Pope. They get the next week off. That's how it goes. All right, so now let's start. So first thing.
What's it? No Catholic school.
The Catholic schools are not. They're in schools.
Not what?
Their schedule's probably different than.
For
Yeah.
spring break. Oh, yeah. Okay.
So first one I'll tell you is simulate a human presence. Okay, simulate a human presence. And Don, I thought about this a couple of ways. You can do it a couple of ways, right? You can have somebody come and stay in your house, right? You have somebody come and stay in your house. Like my nephew comes over when I'm out of town and kind of takes care of things and stuff. That's one. Okay, you can have people come over, get the mail, and kind of be around and stuff like that. That's two. Or you can do the fancy that my mom used to do all the time when we were younger. You get the timer on the lights. The lights go on at a certain time, so you're simulating a human presence there. So,
one thing we used to do when we were younger is that we would have a radio on, kind of low, just muffled enough to where it sounded like somebody was talking inside the house. It would be talk radio.
And Patty Gregory, we're gonna get to that one. I promise you. There's Kathy Wilkins it's right there. So, guys, if you simulate a human presence in your house while you're gone with, like Don said, a radio, or have a dimmer, like a timer for your lights, or have somebody come over, put it in the chat. I do. Just say, that's me, or put your hand up or something like that. In the chat, let us know if you do that step. If you simulate a human presence in your home. So that's number one.
It's like Home Alone.
Yeah, it is. Absolutely. It's awesome. Like a Home Alone. All right, Don, what's number two?
I was going to take that somewhere. Hide or lock up your valuables. This is sometimes we don't think about this. We got the doors locked, the windows are locked. We think we're going to be safe, but there's still stuff in there that people can steal and walk out in a, as a matter of fact, something that happened to us, somebody broke in our house and they put the stuff inside my pillowcase.
Really?
Took the pillowcase.
That's definitely like Home Alone, isn't it?
Yeah, it was not cool, but whatever it is.
So,
but yeah, take them or put them in a safe. Most people have safes now.
I tell you what, buddy, I have seen more houses with safes in them. Like every other house has a safe in it. Yeah. I mean, like I didn't realize that people were that high roller. They had to have a safe for all their stuff.
I think it's so easy to get. I think you can get them at Home Depot now, so you can get them and screw them into the studs and hide them whatever you want to do. So
if you have a safe in your house, if you have, I guess you don't have to tell us, but if that's one of your tricks for when you go out of town, okay? Do you use a safe? Right? I tell you what, if Chris Bergeron, if she used a safe at our house, you know what would have happened? I would have played hide and seek. I locked in that damn thing. That's what I have guaranteed. Because I was a kid that did all that stupid stuff. Like, if there was something you couldn't do, I would do it. It'd be like ridiculous. So
thank God I have a daughter, not sons.
Yeah. So somebody says, Chris Warchinski says, must have been the same bird at our house, Don, because it took our pillowcase too. So that's the move. Take the pillowcase and get the stuff, I guess.
Fill it up and walk out.
So Rich Roberts, who was a good friend of mine, who was definitely a security expert, you probably should have had him on for part of this, probably. Says a heat sensor motion detector. He knows all those. He has. I mean, like, he does detectors for big corporations and buildings and stuff.
We should ask him to have him on.
Yeah, we should. Absolutely, because he gives us the cutting edge stuff. Yeah. He's a cutting edge kind of guy in that way. Yeah.
This is low tech. He's high tech. We're more low tech, right?
Yes, we are. Man, I tell you, Frank Velarde. Listen, you want to talk about a guy that's got some dedication? Frank Velarde is watching the high school wrestling regional at Wyandotte, 6-6. It was Wyandotte versus John Glenn, and he's still watching the show. He's still
awesome. Thank you.
Attaboy, Frank. Attaboy.
So Cindy Cook has Alexa app, lights, etc. That's a very interesting one there.
I want the Alexa.
That's a really interesting. You can listen to what's going on. Maybe somebody starts talking. It alerts you. I'm assuming. I don't have an Alexa, but that is becoming a pretty big thing.
Absolutely, like with the Ring doorbell, right?
Yeah, Ring doorbell.
Like I do lots of pop-by gifts. I leave stuff on people's porches. I had one of my buddies go, "Hey, what are you doing?" I'm like, "Oh man, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to." He goes, "I'm just kidding, man, just kidding." So, yeah, that's good stuff. So number 3 down is here's one. People leave spare keys places. They have like the fake rock in the backyard. They put it in their toolbox in the garage. They put it on the mat, right? Take the damn spare key and put it away somewhere.
Swear jar.
Yeah, swear jar. You're right. All right.
Or what you can do is, this is what I have. I'm not going to tell you where it's at, but I have a lockbox screwed to a wall that it's stuck inside there.
That should cover me for a while. I put a $20 down. That should cover me for a while.
$20.
So I can swear all I want now. Nobody can bitch about it.
It goes to now. So yeah. Anyways, a lockbox. You can put a lockbox somewhere hidden, and you have to have the code to get to it. So you're not going to get to it. So
I've seen them built into like brick and stuff too. I've seen that before. My cousin had that at her old house in Wyandotte. She had it built into brick. My cousin Sean.
I might screw to a wall.
Yep. So let's see what kind of these we got. Alexa turns it on. Frank the Tank. Frank the Tank says thanks. That's like a nursery rhyme. All right. So what's number 4?
Disconnect your garage door.
Like, I never thought of that.
Such a simple one.
Disconnect your garage door. I never thought of that in a million years.
Yeah, and then not only if it's detached, attached, of course, for sure, and detached as well, because there's something inside the garage.
Yeah, that's not bad. I mean, definitely, if you detach the garage door, it'd be if you lock it down, how you get in.
Right.
But that assumes you have a service door, though.
Or you have, I don't have a service door in my garage. I have a key that disables it on its own, and then when you push it up, it'll re-engage. So you have to do it by hand.
Okay, gotcha.
No, you can do it if you have a garage door opener.
Yeah.
If you have a garage door opener, or if you want, well, you can't do it that way. So, anyways.
People, listen, there's a lot of people on here. There's a couple things I've seen. Good neighbors, block watchdog.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
Right?
If there's one thing, having a neighbor that keeps an eye out, that really knows what's going on in the neighborhood, even though you may not like they might think that they're nosy. That's who you want as a neighbor.
Yeah, it's the nosy neighbor. Hey, what's going on there? Hey,
exactly. They are going to call somebody.
Put a screw in a garage door track. Okay, that's different. A lot of people with cameras.
That's a good idea. Yeah. Just don't forget that screws there.
Yeah, no kidding. So here's the hardest one, Don. Here's number 5, and this is the hardest one. And this is where people get screwed up, right? And I do it too. Okay. Don't broadcast your plans. Everybody wants to be on Facebook and telling you, yeah, I was in this plane. Yeah, like you see the little plane guy, right? You're flying. So no kidding. No kidding. Right?
I think that's a very hard one for people to be.
It's super hard.
Social media and letting people and not even, kind of throw it out there. Yeah, you throw it out here.
It is hard. I'm not saying I don't do it. I'm saying it would help, right?
Yeah,
it would help.
It would help, absolutely.
As long as you're protected by your neighbors and anybody else, you can,
Yeah. So I would say protective neighbors is probably your best bet.
So if you're posting on social media and those are your friends, and one of your friends steals your stuff, are they really a friend?
Yeah, that's true. That's unfriend. Sorry, somebody ripped me up. Unfriended you.
Friend. So one final tip this is something I do is I turn the water heater off and I turn it on vacation and make sure, because you never know if you're gone and the water's something happens.
The water itself, like main.
Yeah, it could be anything. Just something goes off and or a kid turns the water off on the outside, turns it on outside, and it's just running for days.
So let me throw that out there, everybody. How many of you folks turn the water off? How many folks turn the water off? Local police will watch your house? What?
Yep.
Kathy Lukowitz, what the heck?
Yeah.
How come I never knew about that?
That's a good one. That's something that I've used.
That's a beautiful one.
Yeah.
Since when?
Kim Tudor said that I post my vacation on the way home.
Yeah,
That's good.
A lot of them do it.
I didn't realize that's amazing.
Yeah, that's a good
Local
one.
police will watch your house too if they know you're on vacation.
Yep.
That's awesome. Oh my God, I never even thought of that one. So it definitely, huh?
When are we going on vacation?
I know.
There's somebody, they turn the water off.
So if you turn the water off in your house when you go on vacation, put that in the chat because I'd like to see it. I would like to see how many folks do the Don Lawrence and turn their water off. I'd be just curious.
I never hear that.
I never even thought of that. I'm like, turn the water off?
Especially during the winter.
Yes.
If you go somewhere during the winter, especially during the winter. During the summer, it's not as necessary, but definitely during the winter.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's definitely. I'm telling you.
In our business, how many times have you a furnace gone out and the water, freezes and it happens?
So I came home and the neighbors were stealing my water. Wow.
There's another one. See?
The neighbors were stealing the water? Unbelievable.
With the key you gave them.
Yeah, with the key you gave them to do it. Wow, that's crazy. Oh my God. Hollywood did when he was a Hollywood Lukowitz.
There you go.
So listen, folks, we're still trying to get Hollywood Lukowitz to be our man on the street. Okay, that's a very interesting gentleman. He was auxiliary policeman. She said he checked on home. I'm going to try that. I really am. But Don, here's my solution. All right, I have a mean, slightly underfed dog that I just leave in the house and just go. If somebody comes in the door, I'm pretty sure he'll rip their face right off.
That dog barks all the time.
He's loud and mean as hell. I mean, but I don't know if he gives him like a treat, maybe he'll go. I mean, he'll be quiet. I don't know. But like he lunged at my buddies the other day. My buddy came over about a week or two ago. I hadn't seen them do this in a long time. He lunged at him. I go, whoa, hold on, man. So Shadow is no joke. He's definitely.
When he lunged at him?
He lunged at him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, my buddy Steve. He lunged at him. I was like, hey, that's a little scary. So that's that. All right. So guys, listen. We miss you too. We miss Eric Sloan in the house.
Oh, Eric, what's up, buddy?
Sloan, the legend.
How you doing?
Give him a wave. Woo! All right. So, guys, we want to get to what realtors see First, we want to show you a funny. I thought this was funny. And Don was talking about today. He keeps forgetting to take funny pictures. We see a lot of weird stuff, but this one reminds me of somebody stuck in the 80s, right here. Okay. Now look at that boombox. Look at that thing. Is that an 80s boombox? Put in the chat what you think. The 80s boombox room.
Is that like in the wall?
Yeah, it's like stuck into the wall. It's like the little dots.
Does it work?
I think it's
Do you
like
think
a
it works?
picture. I think
I don't know.
It looks like, it kind of looks like that.
I just thought it was funny. It made me think of like some guy hearing a boombox walking down the street. That's what I was thinking of, man. I was like,
30 years ago.
Right, LL Cool J walking down the street with his boombox on his shoulder. So, what do you think about the old boombox wall? Would you have the boombox wall on your plate? That's the big question.
And the polka dots.
The polka dots, yeah,
That's
absolutely.
New.
Who does that?
That's
Like,
right.
who does
That's
it?
new. I've seen
Polka
that.
dots.
What? Polka dots is a new thing?
That's
Yeah.
a new thing.
Yeah, so it is a little retro. I just go like this, right? So we had another one. This is the one we put out for our contest on Monday. A lot of folks had, we had like, I don't know, 100 entries or something like that. So we picked the top 3. So look at this room. Let's make that big and make us small. How about that? Yeah. So there it is. That room right there. Okay. That room right there. Not only is it bright colors, but it's like a gazebo inside. Right?
What's going on?
I mean, we had the weirdest captions for that thing. We had the weirdest, craziest captions. But here are our top 3. Are you ready? I'll do 3 and 1. You do 2. All right. Here we go. All right. Number 3, the winner of $20 gift card to Amazon, because Amazon's universal cash, with the caption of "All Summer Long." Zach Wookowitz. All summer long was his caption for that. Give him a thumbs, shout out for that. Keep going. We got 2 more. Leave that picture up.
Leave it up.
Yep. So Zach Wookowitz, you are our number 3 winner. You're our number winner. Zach. All right, Don, you got number 2.
Number 2 is it's raining cats and dogs. And
only if it's raining cats and dogs.
Only if it's
because it's inside, right?
Only if, yeah.
Only if it's raining cats and dogs because it was inside the house.
And that's Kathy Trent.
Kathy Trent
wins $20 to Amazon.
Amazon's like universal cash. You can do it. All right. So Kathy. All right. So the number 1 best answer that we thought for this caption is by a gentleman who's been watching from a high school gym at this point. Frank Velarde said his caption was, "That's shady." That's shady. I started laughing. I couldn't stop laughing. That's shady, ladies and gentlemen.
That's shady, yeah.
Like, man, that's shady. You can say it a bunch of different ways. It just made me laugh. I started laughing. So, Frank Velarde, you are the number 1 winner of the caption contest of Things Realtors See. So we go, Frank. All right, if you bring it back there, please and thank you. Now, we have another special portion of the show, and my memory is getting old, Don, so you'll have to correct me if I'm right or wrong on this.
Well, I'm sure I'll be corrected.
I'm sure you. I put $20. What a dick. He's like, I'm sure.
No, that's funny.
No, this covers a bunch, okay? Put that right there. That covers a bunch. So, fan of the show is somebody who's been watching. See, we just got it now. Fan of the show has been somebody who's been watching for the last few weeks. Okay, fan of the show is somebody who's been watching for the last few weeks. I can't remember. I don't think she already was fan of the show. I don't think, but I'm getting old and I can't remember stuff. So, fan of the show is Patty Gregory, watching from way up north, who's going to be soon to live in Livonia, Michigan. So, you guys will give us a Patty. I think. Now, I was trying to remember, but I think Patty is not.
I don't recall.
I don't think so either. And she's a great lady because here's the thing. When she moves down to Livonia, once a month, she's taking me out for Polish food.
Oh.
That's our bond. I helped her buy a house. She's taking me out for Polish food all the time. So that's what it's going to be.
Where is she coming from?
From Cadillac. I think they're up in Cadillac area. Yeah. See, there you go. So hopefully this shirt fits. Okay. Tell my best friend Steve he can't have it. Best friend. So,
hello.
I'm telling you guys.
Hello.
So,
Heck.
listen, guys, it's been a great time. We have loved being with you tonight.
Thanks for being with us.
Absolutely. Mel kept us in line because Don was ridiculous earlier today. So, we're going to sign off now.
We didn't talk about that stuff.
What?
The security cameras and stuff.
Oh, that's okay.
We ran out of time.
I'm Scott.
I'm Don.
I'm Mel.
No. You got to poke your head in when you do it. Yeah. Ready? Wait. I'm Scott.
I'm Don.
I'm Mel.
And we're talking real estate.
See ya next week.